G'day viewers, this is Phil in the Philippines, on Phil and Jen in the Philippines. I'd like to welcome everyone to the latest video vlog. The subject of this vlog is the Balikbayan box. But before I start, I'd just like to shout out to two of my really great friends who have been so supportive to this channel, which is Lawrence, and Lawrence is in the great state of Texas in the US, and hello to all the followers in the United States. But Lawrence has been fabulous and given me suggestions, and a really good mate of mine, Nat, in Sydney. Nat, I really appreciate the conversations, and they're two of my biggest supporters. So hi guys. Balikbayan boxes today, it was a suggestion of which I know a lot of you guys will know about Balikbayan boxes, but a lot of people out there don't know of Balikbayan boxes, and they're a fabulous thing, and they should be utilised, especially if you have anything to do with the Philippines. Just a little bit of history. The boxes, or the system, was actually developed in support of Filipino overseas workers. So when they work overseas, and you know a huge percentage of the working population of this country actually works in jobs in the Middle East and all over the world, from Canada to Japan to England, doing various tasks and nursing and whatever. So they developed a system so these overseas fellow workers could support their families at home by sending home knickknacks and things that they may be able to utilise in this country, and they made it affordable for them. And it's then become the Balikbayan box system. A fabulous thing, and I've been able to utilise it over the period of time that I've been involved with Jen, who's living in the Philippines. And when I wasn't here and I went home to Australia, I used to send stuff back, and it really is a fabulous thing. The boxes themselves vary in size from country to country. In some countries you can get huge boxes and whatever, and others they're a standardized size. Rather than go into how to get hold of Balikbayan and the operators that are responsible for it, all you've got to do is look on Google, put in Balikbayan boxes, and the information in your local area should come up as to who is in charge of the system, where you should go, where to pick up the boxes, and where you should have them either picked up or dropped off for transport to the Philippines. And it is a door-to-door service. You can organise it door-to-door, so I'll pick it up, especially in the United States where service is a big thing. I'll pick it up at the door and they'll deliver it to the door anywhere in the Philippines. It usually takes, and I can only give you the examples of Balikbayan boxes from Australia, from Sydney or Melbourne, it takes approximately 3 months to get there via sea passage. From the United States, I would imagine it's a little bit longer, but everyone assures me it's approximately 3 months for the transport of those particular goods. Some of the idiosyncrasies, it must be addressed to a Filipino national here in the country for it to legally take place. So if you've got someone to send it to, national here, it must be addressed to them, but make sure there's someone trustworthy. If it's your girlfriend, obviously, you know, you're having a relationship of some description with her, so send it to her. And believe me, if it's a gift of a boxed gift sent to your girlfriend, Balikbayan boxes are so exciting to the Filipino people. They all gather around as a family unit, open these, and it's like Christmas. And it doesn't cost that much money. From Australia, it costs approximately 150 Australian dollars, inclusive of the box. I presume, without studying up on it, there's similar pricing in the US and in Europe, maybe a little bit more in Europe, but it's well worth it, and it's the cheapest way to get goods from one country to another. The reason I'm bringing up Balikbayan boxes is not just for your girlfriend, so you can send her stuff over. I'm going to suggest to you a thought that I had in relation to you guys out there that have been contemplating coming to the Philippines and you know, like, need a little bit of encouragement, need a little bit of prodding along to do it. If you go into this Balikbayan system, what I would suggest to you is this: go out there, find the source, pick up a box, bring it home. And what you will do with that particular box is address it to whomever you end up addressing it to, but fill it with the stuff that you would like to have should you come over here for a month, 2 months, or 3 months. Now, that contents will be everything you can't get over here or is difficult to find over here. As an example, Lawrence was coming over, and I know he's been and whatever, so I'm preaching to the converted again, but I'm using him as an example, being the only Texan name I can remember. The Texans love barbecue, and you can get obviously pork over here. It's a staple, but you can't get decent rubs. And if you if you smoke stuff or you barbecue, and you're used to a good Texas rub, plonk it in the Balikbayan box, because you're sending it for you. Plonk your rubs in there. Plonk anything you can't do without. All those little knick-knacky things that you get up at 12 o'clock at night and there's a certain cookie or whatever. Buy them, put them in the box. And the easiest way to do it is, as I said, buy the box, place it in your kitchen or some place that it's dry. And every time you go out to Trader Joe's, or you go to supermarkets or whomever, you do your shopping, have a look around and keep your eye out for things. Oh, I love that. And buy one or two of them. One for what you consume, obviously, at home, and one for the Balikbayan box. It's the cheapest way to fill the box with things you can't live without. Try to steer away from liquids and soft carry packs, because if you do eventually send the Balikbayan box, it is shipped, and there's a good chance that if it's a soft wrapped item, that it may break. So if you do send soft wrapped stuff, make sure it's bubble wrapped and this type of thing. But canned goods, so chili beans, look, the choices you have and your little idiosyncrasies as far as food is concerned, put them in the box. Weight is not a consideration with the Balikbayan box. So as long as that container, the volume of that container is taken up, it doesn't matter how much it weighs. Also, look for other things. Look for things that are difficult to get here and will make your life easier. Toiletries are a thing. If you're a cologne wearer, throw a couple of bottles of cologne in. Make sure they're not expensive, but they'll make you smell good for half an hour or so. So if you're a cologne wearer, disposable razors, electric razors have a tendency to break down here. Shampoos are a big thing here. Cleanliness in this country, personal cleanliness, is a huge thing. If you don't use them yourself, you can always give them away, or whether they be full bottles or partial bottles, when you leave, or your girlfriend will probably, if you have a girlfriend here, will snabble them long before you get to use them. But brands like Tresemme, the normal everyday supermarket brands, nothing spectacular, but the quality is far better in the US and Australia and New Zealand than you can get over here. So throw a couple of large bottles. You can buy the large bottles, places like Costco and whatever, throw those in. But toiletries are always a fabulous thing to bring. Towels. If you're staying here, even if you're staying in accommodation that you're paying for, bring a couple of towels, good quality towels, because they're not the best of quality, and there's nothing better than a decent towel when you get out of a shower, especially if it's been cold, the shower, and most of the hotels have cold water. So bring a couple of good quality towels. Underwear, guys, underwear. If you're staying here for a period of time, I know you're going to throw underwear and the stuff you bring over in the plane, but go to Costco, go to Trader Joe's, go to whomever you buy your underwear from, and buy those big economy packs of jockeys, 10, 12 pairs in your size, because remember, you usually, if you're a Westerner, a lot larger in stature and size than most of the fellows. So underwear is a very difficult thing to get hold of. And because the water's hard here, it's a mineralized water that they wash in, the elastic in the underwear is the first thing to go. So pile of underwear, throw it in the Balikbayan box for you to utilize over here. A first aid kit. Buy not a giant one, but a decent quality first aid kit, throw it in the Balikbayan box. It's always good to have, especially as an older guy. But inside the first aid kit, go to your medicine chest and find out everything you've sort of like got left over. And now I know if your medicine chest is like mine and was at home, there's 1,000,001 bottles there that were ranging from antibiotics to headache tablets to whatever that you either haven't utilised during the course and they're sitting there doing nothing. Throw them in to your first aid kit. If, gout tablets, if you can buy gout tablets, you may not have gout, but gout's a big problem over here, and I'm sure one of your girlfriend's family members will suffer from gout. It's very difficult to get the medication here, and it's easy to get it in the United States, and it's easy to get it in Europe. So throw gout tablets in, headache tablets, as I said, cholesterol tablets if you have them, blood pressure tablets if you have them. It's not as though you can't get this medication here, but let me explain to you. Unfortunately, in this country, as in most developing countries, we do have a big problem with counterfeit drugs, counterfeit handbags, drugs especially. You can't guarantee the source when you buy here, even though the packaging looks right and whatever. And I know that you guys would feel far more comfortable taking tablets and medication from your own country than you would here. And if it's not utilised, someone here will use it. So bring a lot of that stuff over. Make sure the medication is legal. Please, guys, don't take the good graces of the Philippine government that allow Balikbayan boxes to come in relatively untouched by slipping in a little bit of party equipment. It'll be the downfall. They will find it. So do not do that, even if it's recreational, horticultural items. Do not pack it in the Balikbayan box. You'll ruin it for everybody. You'll end up in trouble, and even if you're not in the country, it'll ricochet back onto the person that you're sending it to. So avoid that. I know most of you wouldn't even think of that, but some of you out there might think, aha, don't do it. So as I said, anything that makes your life a little bit easier, that you realize you can't live without, whack it in the Balikbayan box. And then once it's filled, you have an approximate date when you may come out here. So 3 months before that approximate date, tape it up, address it to, I don't know, me, your girlfriend, whomever you've decided to address it to. It'll be stored for you. Send it away, and it's on its way. That gives you, because there's probably by that time about $500, maybe more, stuff in that box. It'll give you some form of incentive to say, okay, I've got to carry this through. I've got this stuff waiting for me. It's just little stepping stones to getting here. And it's a positive act you've done to fulfill your dreams of actually traveling here. These are the little things you need, especially if you're a first-time international traveler, and I know there's a lot of guys out there that are first-time international travelers, or a first-time traveler to Asia, which it doesn't matter, even if you're a European traveler or a US traveler and you go to South America, Asia's a different situation, and especially this part of the world. So throw it all in. The Balikbayan box system is fabulous. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it costs approximately $150 Australian from Australia. It's not very much more from the US. It may even be less because of the volume that comes from the US. And I'm not 100% sure from Europe. But, seek it out, have a look at it. Fabulous, fabulous system. Don't send knick-knacky things like little electronics or whatever. What you could send to your girlfriend, phones in the United States and Europe are dirt cheap. Smartphones and whatever. If you have an old smartphone that you've outgrown and whatever, but it's still totally functional, throw the smartphone in. Your girlfriend will find a use for it, I have no doubt. Don't send power tools over and whatever. They don't last long enough. They take up a lot of room. And you're not going to be here, if it's your first trip, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be here for anything longer than about 3 months, one would imagine. Don't go to this trouble if you're only going to come for 2 weeks. It's not worth the effort and the energy, unless you want to send presents and gifts to your girlfriend. But think about it, guys. Think about what you can do. It's a positive step to actually getting on the plane. Human nature is such that if you can find an excuse not to do something, you won't do it. And if you put a small thing in motion, God knows where it'll lead to. One day you'll be stepping on the plane. You'll be doing from the States, the 14 hours, the 16 hours, or whatever it is from Europe, or the 10 hours from Australia. You'll get off the plane and you're here. You're experiencing what you've been fantasizing about for so long. Do it, do it, do it. Don't lay on your deathbed and regret anything. If it turns out to be nothing like you expected it to be, you can always get back on that plane and go home. But unless you do it, you'll never know. So I'm encouraging everyone to do everything possible to realise the situation and stop. We're about to enter into an economic situation on this planet that a lot of people, other than ourselves, people at our age, have not experienced before. And I think it's going to be an absolute shit fight, because this modern generation that's now in control of things have no idea what's about to hit them. We've lived through recessions. You know, people of our age know what's about to happen. And let me tell you, I would rather be in a country like this that is comfortable with hardship and comfortable with the lack of money than to be racking up the debts in a first world country that you think is normal now, that all of a sudden, you know, is going to become a monumental problem. So rather than think, oh my God, I can't do it now because, you know, finances are unsafe and unsteady and I haven't got my pension and whatever, at least try it. Gather up a bit of money. It's not that expensive. You know, get on a plane, come for a week, come for 2 weeks. Either accept what you're doing is right whilst you're over there by coming and visiting for a short period of time and reinforcing to yourself, this is what I want to do, you know, with a 2-week trip, or come over and say, oh my God, thank God I didn't, you know, wait any longer or spend a great deal of money. This isn't the place for me. You know, it's money well spent. Get on a plane. If the Balikbayan box is the start of it, do it. It's a lot of fun as well. It's surprising. Once you actually start gathering stuff together, you will enjoy it. Anyway, subscribe. Ring the notification bell. I haven't said that before. Thank you all for your ongoing support. I really appreciate it. It's only a new channel. Hopefully it'll get better and better. I'm sorry I look like a touche turtle once I shaved everything off. I have to reveal a face that looks like it belongs on a robber's dog. I feel naked without the beard, so the scruffy look that you see before you is me growing the beard back. Maybe I'm insecure. I need to cover up what I don't have anymore. Okay, guys, have a fabulous day. To all my friends out there and all my new friends that I've met through the comments section, have a wonderful time over the next period of time. Be safe. Continue to drop me comments. I love reading them. All the best. And we'll see you again in the next video. Cheers for now.